Hey guys, Buff here. The 2XKO Alpha has been out for a few days now. With that said, I kind of already have my initial impressions, and I just kind of want to get that out of the way. Some disclaimers about this video. I know the game is an alpha, so it should go without saying that I'm gonna have some faith that both bugs, visually and gameplay-wise, will be fixed to some degree. I also am gonna be a little lenient on like the impact and the visuals of like super moves, like the polish that goes along with that. I'm not going to harp too much on it. When I get to the section about my worries or the things I'm not really enjoying about the game, I'll try to give some possible solutions just so this way it doesn't seem like I'm complaining to complain and actually want to see the game succeed. But with that said, I'm going to start with the things that I liked about the game so far. And obviously the first one, if you know me, I love Dragon Ball FighterZ. I love Marvel vs. Capcom. I'm a huge versus game guy. And the fact that this is an anime fighter, a tag-in fighter, I love it. I love that they're doing it, and the fact that you can partner up with a friend, even though I haven't been able to do so, just seems like a very innovative and just refreshing mechanic that I really want to get my hands on and dig deep in. The other one that sticks out immediately to most people is the visuals. The animation is incredible. I'm talking, I'd give this on par with like things Arc System Works, who makes Guilty Gear and Dragon Ball. The animations are just amazing. You can tell that they have a budget, that they care about the characters, and yeah, the visuals are something that'll probably carry a good chunk of my positive review, along with the tag-in system. Another thing I'm really enjoying is the audio stuff. Some moves have the same voice lines, whatever, but the thing that's catching my ear is the background music. It changes dynamically for every character that disappears. Sometimes it could be a little jarring with, how quickly one character can die from the next, but that detail is amazing. And speaking of small details, the taunts in between, the quick change between the beginning of the round, that's something I'm really liking. And then also just some small references I'm already seeing in terms of team specific dialogue. That's something that's great. I'm a big fan of those things, and I hope they can keep it up. I'm also really liking, and call me crazy, I'm liking the way they're scheming their battle pass, or showing it off, whatever you want to call it. The fact that you can unlock skins and get the color variants, it gives me more of an incentive to play than getting, a player card or an emote, just those, and then the cool thing being at the end. And sometimes the cool thing isn't even something I want necessarily. I know Granblue Fantasy Versus is also doing this to some regard, but it feels a little more grindy for Granblue. This seems a lot simpler in their daily and weekly challenges. That could change. It could just be an alpha thing to make you just get them quickly as possible. That's also up in the air. We'll see what happens with that. Another thing that can be seen that I like, but it can also be a double-edged sword, is both the fuse system and the fact that one teammate's assist can be two different types of assist. You have a back assist and a forward assist. With that said, I can kind of transition into my concerns about the game right now, which is with the fuse system. Some of the fuses I get, like the pulses to help you in. The Fury is a massive comeback mechanic, but some of them just seem like things that would be in other versus games right from the get without having to choose. And I can see how that can add some layers, but it also feels like it's taking away some dynamic gameplay match to match. Like the Team Super, having to pick that feels a little odd comparatively for me. I get it. I mean, when it works, it's fantastic. But, if I want to do more handshake tags, then that's kind of an odd thing I got to get used to. Now, the handshake tag for me also, I have played a good chunk of Power Rangers Battle for the Grid. I'm used to the simple inputs. I'm used to handshake tagging in to continue combos. I think my biggest concern actually comes from the amount of buttons that the game has currently. You have to have two separate special buttons along with the assist that, for myself, when I'm trying to block backwards, I'm so used to calling it an assist like from Dragon Ball that I keep pressing the back assist by default even though I want the forward assist. So in terms of like accessibility, I don't know if they can condense some buttons, bring it back to like some having special inputs, because normally you would have a light, medium, heavy attack and a single special button, not two. And then You know, I'm used to Dragon Ball with each separate button would be a different character's assist. Maybe they could do that. A separate button input for one type of assist for that character, the other one for the other. That would probably be way too much. They probably already have this button scheme locked and loaded. And my only solution in my head is to maybe make the pulse system or the pulse fuse system be the way you can access simple inputs. But again, I feel like that's maybe too little too late. Who knows? The future of the game is very high up there right now. Another thing I'm seeing just in terms of gameplay is it seems like a lot of the animations don't really, not a lot, some of the animations don't really meet like the hitboxes. There's a few that just visually they don't look right. Like it feels like it's supposed to hit, but it's not gonna. I've seen some with Ari, I've seen some with, you know, Alawi. But that's something that kind of gets under my skin is you get frustrated. You look at it and you go, how is this not hitting? Or for me, the hit stun seems a bit odd. Some combos seem very, very tight, which is fine by itself, but when you're trying to bring in the casual audience or a more inclusive audience to get those League of Legends players or whatever, and they just kind of want to mash, it's not really going to work outside of the pulse. So I understand that's going to be a huge jump for timing, but even myself, it feels like some of the timing is extremely strict, which, you know, that could just be a skill issue on my end. You know, it is what it is. A personal gripe that I'm really having, and this is just something I've never liked in a fighting game, is dying to chip. I hate dying to chip damage. I want to kind of be rewarded for being able to get good defensive plays, especially on my last leg. In this game, it seems like you don't really have too many good defensive mechanics, especially in the corner, and most of the good ones you need a bar. So like push block, the parry, you both need a bar for them. So if you're in the corner with no bar, it seems like your only defensive mechanic is to try to do that dash back, and then that's just pointless. There's no point in doing that. You're gonna die to chip, buddy, is pretty much what it's coming down to. Maybe there's something I'm missing mechanic wise, but it seems like that's what you get, you know. Keep your resources or die, and that's something I'm not gonna deal with well. I know myself in these types of games. Maybe that's something, you know, maybe that's another fuse they can make, a more defensive fuse. Maybe you get like free push blocks or something. I don't even know. That's my solution for that one. But anyway. One concern I'm seeing from the community too is combos are too long, and I'll tell you right now, I don't care if a combo is long. I care if a combo looks interesting and the execution is warranted of that long combo. If it seems like a very simple combo, you're just kind of pressing the same button over and over or the same move over and over, not only does it look extremely boring, it also just doesn't seem rewarding to be like both the person executing the combo and the person receiving the combo. Like, what is the point, you know? With all that said, really, I'm having a decent time with it. I don't want to sugarcoat my experience too much. There are some things that make it a little more difficult for me to get into. Some of it really is just a skill issue. I can completely admit to that. Some of it is just lack of characters right now. Nothing is really gravitating to me except Echo, but if you're watching this gameplay, you can see I kind of get some Echo stuff going, but I'm not fully enveloped in it. But that doesn't mean I'm not interested in the future of the game by any means. I'm going to keep track of this because I really do want an anime fighter. I'm looking more forward to this than I am City of the Wolves. And I pray that this game continues to get the polish and attention it deserves. The dev team seems like it's really, you know, there. They're already posting on Twitter, I believe, or X, whatever you want to call it. About what they plan to do, things that they don't want. They don't want TODs. They don't want combos being too long. So it's nice to see the feedback's already there, that they are taking our criticisms or our complaints seriously. And I look forward to the future of the game. Now, if you've had the ability to play the alpha, please let me know if I'm, you know, having a bunch of hot takes on this, if I'm just complaining, or if I'm making some sense to some people. I'd love to hear about it. Or if you're just watching and you're seeing these certain things that might be off-putting or that you're really excited about, I'd love to hear it in the comments. But with all that said, I appreciate y'all for watching this long. Stay safe, and I'll see you next time. Peace.